everyone, Boardgame Brody here with Meeple Mountain with Cards of Olympus by Concrete Canoe Games. Cards of Olympus is a 2-player 18-card deck building game. Yes, you heard that correctly. Only 18 cards are used in this deck building game. Let me explain. Each card has 2 sides. One side faces you and the other side faces your opponent. You share cards, and whatever side is facing you is considered yours and forms your hand, but the other side of the card is your opponent's. There are 3 different resources used in the game. Tribute is shown by this symbol, drachmas is shown by this symbol, and victory points is shown by this symbol. Each round you will be spending tribute to either promote a mortal to a hero by spinning the card, questing by following the text of one of your heroes, or purchasing new heroes from the market. After purchasing the card, it is placed in the discard pile for future use. Extra tribute that can't be used for actions can then be used to view the draw pile, giving you additional information for next turn. Drachmas are used to convert heroes to gods by flipping the card over. When doing this, a monster will show up on your opponent's side. They eventually can slay a monster by using 8 tribute to flip the card back so that they have a mortal on their side instead of that monster. Essentially, players will be spending their resources to manipulate all the cards and their orientation. Each upgrade you make to a card for your benefit will cause a negative effect to your opponent. Try to get as many cards as you can turned to heroes and then gods to convert your resources into points. The player who gets 10 points first wins the game. So I have to admit, when learning the game, I had a hard time figuring out how this game works, mostly because it's not like your typical deck builder game. You share cards with your opponent, and you want to upgrade your cards to have the best half of that card facing you. From the worst to best, the sides go from monster being the worst, then a mortal, then a hero, and then a god being the best. The discard pile will eventually be shuffled, but the orientation will stay the same. So if you made a card a god, then it will come back out as a god until your opponent slays their monster on that other side, flipping the card over and giving you a hero that you can again convert back to a god at some future point. So each time your opponent does something good, it's negative for you, and each time you do something good, it's negative for them. I like how also there's a rule that you can't change the orientation of a card that the first player already affected in that turn. This helps so the game changes upgrading and downgrading of all the cards and not just ping-ponging back and forth, changing a card to one thing and then having the other player just change it back. With 4 possibilities on each card and 18 cards in the game, there really are 72 different sides to mix and match to make plenty of combinations to score 10 points. So I mentioned how learning the game is a little hard at first, but after playing the game, you totally will understand the game and how it works. It's not complex, just a clever way to make a small deck builder card game. Cards of Olympus by Concrete Canoe Games will soon be on Kickstarter. Hopefully you can check it out and get it to your table. Again, this is Boardgame Brody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around and check out some other board game reviews to see what you might want to get to the table.